dark stone, gray stone walls etched in the very Victorian Gothic style. The floors are made of this dark gray and black marble. The party sits in the entryway hallway. As they step down a few stairs, it opens up into a massive center hall kind of opening. A fountain with what looks to be four figures holding different weapons of reaping. We have one holding a scythe, one holding sickles, and it would be able to understand what the other ones were if the statue itself was not broken. But for some reason, the party gets a feeling that those other two weapons might be important for some reason. Like it feels like this place is not complete because those weapons are missing. And a few flashes of light spark up as golden, kind of almost coated in a purple aura light manifests throughout this great hall. You can hear a woman's voice. I was told you would arrive. I see that he spared no time in getting you here. As my charges, you will be protected and taken care of. When you are ready, you may come and speak to me in the dining hall, where I sit and wait. As for if you would like to look around, you are free to, but mind the birds. Their work is important. If you must interrupt them, be sure it is for a good reason. The library, if it deems you worthy, is open to you. And then the voice goes silent. You begin now to see creatures, people. Not a lot of them, maybe 30 in total, moving about that you swear you didn't see before, but it's almost as if they were been there the whole time. They seem to be doing cleaning, studying, research. They seem to be moving about, just doing busy work as you would find monks in a monastery. Each of them wearing different shades, as some of them are wearing grayish cloaks made of leather and masks that seem bland and pale, but made to shape like a crow's beak. Others are dark and black, with more detail and self-defining features. This might be a ranking system, possibly, or power system. Now that I have narrated the scene, I'm going to give you all the free will to move about as you see fit.
Trigger just kind of looks around at the rest of the party, still trying to get his bearings after everything that just happened, and actually seeing and realizing that Sif isn't there. And he's just going to kind of sigh and shake his head. He's still not sure what to make of all of that. He's going to look back at Kane, who was the last one through the door, and took a little bit longer getting in there, and he looks at her, he goes, "You alright?"
She looks visibly shaken. And there is a haunted look in her eyes. No, not really. But I'll figure it out.
He's just gonna kind of nod and leave it at that, and he's gonna turn his attention to Sifina, and he's gonna look at her. How about you? You all right?
He's gonna look back. Yeah, I'm fine. I just hope we can find Sif and whatever we need to do here, so we can move forward. You?
Yeah, just checking in on everyone. He does not sound okay, but he's gonna walk over to Zoe and he's gonna look over at the fountain, and he's not gonna really say anything much for a moment, and he goes, "This seems more like your wheelhouse. What exactly is this place?"
Zoe, whose demeanor was kind of low and almost depressed, now has a different look on his face. Doesn't even respond to Trevor, as he kind of has been floating away from them during the conversation, just looking at the building. I can't help but have his eyes sparkle in amazement. He just doesn't even get acknowledged by looking, but he'll say, I didn't believe this place still existed. I heard stories of this place, but I assumed lost to time, or as he kind of floats off towards.
Yone, you walk in and you see a well-lit dining hall. Food that is new, fresh, but you know that these creatures don't have any need for food. They must be being hospitable to your party. The woman that fits one of the statues, the massive statue that sits in the center of the hall outside, you see a woman with a crown that has been forcibly spiked into her skull, a doctor's mask that is flourished like a crow with dark black feathers and red purple lining, a beautiful torn set of noble woman's clothes, a complexion of the skin that is shown that fits, I would say, best Sifina. It seems to be very close to Sifina's. However, it is marred with damage, both severe, as if this person should be dead with the amount of damage that she has taken. Ribs are showing, she's emaciated, and skin is ripped away in places. It is good to see you, child of my brother.
Good to see you too, as he holds his book to his chest and floats over quickly. You don't look well. It's not like the stories I heard of you.
My suffering is what my crows suffer from. I take on to myself what is inflicted upon them, so that they may do their work.
Very noble of you. I don't think I could ever do such a.
That is the human side of you speaking, child.
Perhaps you're right. I've been mixing up the few as of late.
Interaction with others not of the Eldritch nature tends to do that to half-breeds. Note, I do not look upon you any lower or like you are some kind of abomination. You are a beautiful creature of my brother.
Well, yes, after all, that was his his design. The fact that my survival alone out of all the specimens, an accomplishment of his own. Anyways, I came to speak privately about. I'm guessing you heard of the state of him and our home.
Yes. How the usurper waited for him to be weak near his time to pass upon the torch, and stole it from its rightful heir as she looks, the beak pointing towards Zoe.
I don't believe I knew that part.
It was still greatly undecided, but between the two, I am sure he would have made the decision best.
Did he find you? It was my fear that he had.
Indeed. I'm in a much weakened state. When he came to take my power, I was new, vessel fresh, and was able to defend him off, but after fighting him back and making him retreat with the tail between his legs, it has suffered much upon my vessel. I am in search of a new vessel. Is there one that you would recommend among your party?
I believe most of my peers have associated themselves with their own gods and deities.
Such a shame. One of them took upon the statue of burden. She would have been a good match, depending on how she handles all of the suffering you gave upon her and the rest of your party.
Who was it?
I believe it is the one known as Cain.
I wonder what she took from me. He doesn't remember, correct?
He does not know.
Okay.
The land around here is making my pick of the lot very slender. We don't have as many people surviving and or flourishing as back in the day. There is a plague that is afflicting Turgaz. We Eldritch beings are immune, however, I would be careful venturing out, as you are not a full Eldritch.
Very well. Thank you for the warning. One last quandary. Do you know where the betrayer left to? He's associated himself with powerful individuals, one of whom we seek now.
My crows followed him for a time until they were eventually killed. The last place we saw him enter was the Underdark beneath Alfrain. But that was a very long time ago.
He'll write this down and he'll open up his book and write it down. Thank you. One of my responsibilities is to find him.
As
you
it
know,
should
your
be.
brother's not pleased of being captured.
I would not be either. However, my fate is to be caged, as she gestures to the table.
Understand. Anyways, I believe my comrades should be heading here. So I do hope to speak privately more often now that I've found you.
As long as you are here and you seek my audience, you know where to find me. As we will move now to Syphina, Trevor, and Kane. As the crows unlock the door and let you through this way, guiding you to where you should, they tell you to enter the room, search what you will, look at what you will, touch nothing. And and to not keep the queen waiting, she is down the hall. The door shuts behind you. In this room, you find a garden growing extremely rare and some common plants, mostly medical in nature. Kane, you see one that is familiar to you, as you may have even messed with it a little bit, being undead already. to find out what it does, but it is a very hard root to find. It is known as the root of undeath. It mixed with a few other things, it creates a drug that forces a person to be able to continue fighting for a little while longer as it grows inside of the person, causing kind of pumping the blood and helping the muscles move, almost like a parasite or a symbiotic nature, until eventually the plant overgrows the person and they die finally. It has the power to even lock a person's soul inside the corpse for a time. Upon battlefields that have used this in the past, trees with faces twisted in pain and suffering have been found. Also, Sifina, a flower, a beautiful white flower with red little puffs coming out of them, small, almost like veins with bleeding arteries, known as the flower of revivify, mixed with a few other magical herbs. This flower has been known is in story. It's never truly been seen, but in story is supposed to revive a person, much like the revivify spell. The first king of Alor was in the story told that he had sent out armies of knights to locate this flower so that he may cure his illness, but none were ever found, and he passed away of an unknown suspicious sickness. You, at this time, now know he was indeed poisoned, and a many year long war ensued after that.
I'm gonna Trevor's almost like, do you see that? That is the legendary flower of revivify. I've read about it. I thought it was a myth, but it can apparently do the revivify spell. Fascinating.
With his background and his experience, would he have ever heard of anything like this? Like, heard the story?
I mean, I'm sure
legend?
how you've heard that the Knights of Alor failed to save the king by not locating it.
He's gonna kind of walk over to it, and he's gonna kind of squat down to get a closer look without touching it, because the creepy crow guy specifically said don't fucking touch anything. And he's just gonna kind of stare at it for a second, like, so much trouble, so much death, destruction, loss of life. Huh. He's gonna kind of stand up. He's gonna look around. The crow people specifically said don't touch anything in this room.
Real quick.
So right now he's not gonna.
As you stand up, give me a con saving throw, please. As while you were bending over, you inhaled something from this flower that is not told in the story.
Oh shit! Okay. That is a 19.
So this isn't going to ill affect you. But a flash of where this plant's original seeding was. It holds on to the memories of death. It remembers every death its soil felt, every bit of blood it drank, and it shows you in a battlefield. You see it, but you don't feel like you're there. Now, if you had failed this, you would have experienced a hallucination so vivid that you would have thought that you were back on that battlefield, that this plant was originally planted. And you would have, if you would have taken damage on this battlefield, you would have actually taken real damage.
Oh, shit. Thank you, +6 to con. How close was I to failing it?
You were 2 points above it. It was
Oh, thank you.
was
Plus
17.
6 to con.
Yeah, it was strong. As a plant, more like a small tree in the back of the garden kind of turns and looks to you. It has the face of a human. Beneath its bark is flesh, like skin, but it seems like a person has melded into a tree. I would be very careful trying to get close and look at them without a mask.
Trevor, his pupils are like dilated, and he's blinking for a moment to get it back. He shakes his head. Yeah, I'm.
Are you okay, Trevor?
Yeah, I got too close, and his eyes kind of start to turn back to normal. He's like, I saw something. We probably shouldn't keep our host waiting. And he's gonna look at the tree.
The tree is now breaking off its limbs from its placement and crawls down as it reaches into its back and pulls a skull of a deer and puts it over its head. And it starts to kind of crawl around on all fours, but then stands up. Do you have questions?
Am I the
You
only
know
one
someone
seeing
named
the tree
Garrett?
moving around?
No. This guy's a lot more big. Like, he is built. He looks like he's like small. He's probably like the height of Trevor while he's like kind of hunched over. But his feet are kind of like claws, like elongated human with like sharp claws at the end of it, all covered in bark and moss, with a skull of like a deer over the front over his almost like messed up face that has been absorbed into a tree.
No, really, y'all answer me. Am I still freaking the fuck out, or is that tree moving?
I am not a tree.
Moving.
I'm a protector of plants. My name is Guardian.
Thank Themis. Okay. Okay, I'm not still seeing things. My apologies, Guardian. I clearly got too close to some of your plants.
Most of my plants can protect themselves.
I've noticed.
Who
And
are
he's
all
just
of
gonna
you?
kind of step back here and lean against the wall as he's processing all of this. I'm
Not lean against a wall above table because you don't know.
I mean, it's just
Yeah,
arms
maybe.
tight to the side, like, I don't know what to touch or not to touch.
Yeah. Trevor's just gonna kind of like stand back a little bit. I'm Trevor, and these are my friends.
Say
Who are
Peter,
your friends?
Richard to Timothy.
What about you? I'm sorry, I did not hear you. He taps these, like, wooden, like, knots that he has in place of ears. A sharp pointed claw just kind of tap, tap.
Kane.
Like the one who betrayed and killed his brother?
She visibly flinches at that. But does not answer.
Well, it is nice to meet you all. You smell of Fey. Have you been there? Have you been to the Feywilds, the Phelan Woods? It has been a long time since I've been there.
We kind of just got our asses kicked by a hag.
You have to be careful with those lots. They're vindictive.
That's a good way of putting it. And he kind of like clutches his side. He's still a little sore. He thinks he's probably still got like a broken rib.
I may ask, where did you get where's the plant? It's legendary. I didn't
I
know that
harvested it
existed.
from the battlefields of in Elfrain. It grew on one of the battlefields between Khan and Elfrain. Someone must have had a seed with them. I've been caring for that plant and its offspring for at least a few hundred years.
It's beautiful. All the plants are beautiful.
Thank you. I do enjoy to paint as well, if you want to see that.
We do need to meet with our host, but I imagine we're probably going to be here for a little bit. Perhaps after we've spoken with her, we can come back and talk to you a little bit more and see those paintings then.
You shouldn't keep the queen waiting, yes. She is patient, but it is disrespectful.
So we should probably go.
Yeah. Trevor's going to nod and he's going to say thank you. Thank you for your time, Guardian, and sorry for getting too close to your plants and calling you a tree.
I am a
Trevor's
tree,
gonna, like, read
partially.
the door.
As you reach for the door and open it, the hallway is clear, and you can see a far end door at the edge of it with two other doors on the left hand side if you wish to explore further.
Above table, are we going to get the opportunity to explore a little bit more after we talk to this lady?
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Like Guardian said, she
Trevor's...
is patient as well, though.
Yeah. Trevor, coming from a noble background and hearing the words "the queen, don't keep the queen waiting," he's more inclined to go speak to her first, and then once she's given them leave to really explore, then do that. So he's going to make his way down to the end of the hall.
Very well. Do you knock or do you just enter?
Trevor's gonna knock because he's not sure what the protocol is, what the etiquette is. He is very firmly aware at this point that he is well out of his depth, and he doesn't want to be seen as rude or disrespectful.
As the door, Zoe, you and the Queen of the Crow Queen can hear the door knock. She looks to you. Do you mind letting in your allies?
Of course, and he'll reach out his hand and open the doors.
The door just opens. Is it like a tentacle that opens the door?
It's technically a tentacle mage hand, but it's also technically invisible, so it's kind of like the Force, basically.
Okay, so like some invisible tentacles kind of move through and just open the door. The door does open for you, almost as if by magic. As you walk in, you see the same scene that I depicted when Zoe entered. And you see Zoe standing next to this person, close to them.
Welcome.
Trevor is going to give a very formal bow, and he says, "Thank you for."
Hand with skin missing from it, bone showing through. I am not that kind of queen.
He's gonna straighten and just kind of nod. My apologies, force of habit.
Welcome, allies. Welcome, friends.
Loki had paid a heavy price for us to house you and tend to you and aid you. So I hope you will take all of the benefits that our cathedral will grant you. My name is Two. I have the title and name of the Crow Queen, but my vessel carries the name of Lunara. We both speak to you as one.
It is
It
nice
is.
to meet you.
Very nice to meet you both.
She the beak of the crow mask points to Kane. Interesting. I did not know the one who carries the burden would be affected twice. Must run in the family.
What's that supposed to mean?
You chose the same statue as a member of your family did long ago.
Which member of my family?
I am sure they are long past. Long, long past. In fact, two of their allies, their party members, they sit here in the crypts as my barrier and my seal of the contract. Not your family member, of course. They got to live their life out.
Only know it's safe. I mean, to Kane. Is it on your mother's side? Because you get.
Don't know. I don't think my mom's side is from this continent.
Bloodlines run very deep on a time before Alor and Valordis were made. We were all one. This cathedral has stood since before the time of the gods' departure. It is fine. Your family member is beyond your need for knowing and or understanding. I have lived and seen many. It is just something that I thought was interesting. That the same choice would be made, and only two people of your bloodline come to my cathedral and make the same choice. It's rather interesting. Moving forward, as this one seems to be rather rejecting of conversation, I am here to aid you, and seek aid you shall ask. So if you wish for aid, simply request it. My crows are few in number, and they are busy dealing with the plague of Turgaz. But we can spare a few hands and a few resources here and there. The greatest boon I can offer you is protection and our library. It knows knowledge beyond that of the histories, beyond anything. Its knowledge cannot be burned or taken. It does not need to be written and placed. It gathers it on its own. What happens in this world's timeline is placed in there. If you seek something that is lost that you had, you will not find it directly here. For that, you will need to go to Dimorcan to find this cathedral's sister.
So, just so I'm understanding, this library contains all the knowledge that we could possibly ever hope for and need.
if you have the ability and or desire to seek it, and it has the no, wrong way of stating it. And you have the required tenants to receive said information, or better way, it is the time for you to know it, or you seek it willingly enough. The library will provide. But unless it is something that it deems you must know, you must search for it on your own. And I promise you, there are a lot of books in this library. Even an immortal could die of old age before they read everything.
Interesting.
Trevor just kind of gets a little bit of a sad smile on his face. He goes, I really wish my sisters could see this. And he kind of clears his throat and shakes his head, and he goes, will we have the opportunity to speak more before we depart this place?
Indeed. If you seek audience with me, you are free to find me. I don't go far, as she gestures to the fact that she is sewn by magic into this chair.
Trevor's gonna kind of look at Zoe and look at Syphina and look at Kane. Still way out of his depth, but he's going to nod and he's going to say, is there anything that you would require of us while we are here?
Follow the rules. If a crow tells you not to do something, don't do it. Don't ruin any study they are doing. Don't bring harm into this cathedral. And if we make a ruling upon something, such as not allowing those who beg entry and aid, you do not question our decision.
If
Remember,
that is what is required, that is what will happen.
we are dealing with a plague, and now we house people who are not immune to the plague. So we have to be a bit choosy with who we let in.
What is this
I
plague
don't-
doing to people?
Every being in this world has a bit of this world's weave within them. This plague seems to be targeting that magic, causing it to fester, boil, and lose control, spreading into parasitic nature as it liquefies the insides of each person until eventually they pop and explode in this blood-soaked weave, spreading to every other life form. We have found that constructs that carry magical activation are not void from this, as long as it is of this world's magic. Creatures such as
I'm starting
animals
to miss
are.
the undead trees.
Yes, Denza's undead trees. A man who stole research from us long ago. I am glad to see that he has been put to an end.
What was his name? Callister? Callister? Are you talking about Callister?
Callister. Yes, Callister Black, the dragon. Long before he
He
was
came here.
an adult dragon, he came here. He seeked information, he paid his price, and he got what he wanted. Though we told him he could not take it, he stole it from our dear guardian, an infant that we were to raise, to aid and replace a dying, missing elder being. Oh, I guess you would call him more of an elemental, but he was also a bit eldritch in nature. He was a half-breed, much like you, Zoe.
it a child? If that's what we call it, at least.
If you call it the child, it fits. The child was to replace an elemental that protected this earth. But it was sealed away a long time ago. And lived a very repetitive life. Until recently, it was killed.
I was gonna say, it's not living that life no more.
I am about to say.
The world is going to crumble without this replacement. So if you know where it is, we would like to take possession back from it.
Trevor looks at Zoe.
Oh yeah, his
Yeah.
face dropped. The excitement that he just felt from being here has just.
We would like to tend it here, care for it, and ensure that it grows safely. Being away from the
Trevor-
cathedral will also run it to where it will not gather as enough mana, or magic, as you call it, to grow strong enough to replace. You know where it is?
What would be required for you to retrieve it if we did?
I need only know the location. My crows will retrieve it. Unless
He
you are
looks-
able to bring it here, I don't recommend mortals who are susceptible to the plague come to Turgaz, but if you so see fit to have it brought here.
Trevor's going to look at the rest of the party and he goes, "What do you guys think?"
I'm gonna look at Zoe. It's Zoe's
Yeah,
child.
Kane's looking at Zoe.
Yeah.
We will find it eventually. Just if you know where it is, it will speed up the process of returning the child to its home. It has already felt
And
death
you take
once. It shouldn't feel it again.
And he'll say out
Trevor-
loud to everyone. She's right. Ma'am, I have, and I've named it, Promise Tech. Currently still residing in the kingdom in, Denza, was it?
Ginza.
Denza.
In Denza. It is being
Mm.
protected by myself. So, fear of me leaving with it would bear consequences for the kingdom, which I have made allies with. As well, I have been, and he'll talk just to her for this part, have been sharing information on what is happening in, what was the kingdom they were just at?
Alfrain.
Alfred.
Of Alfrain, potentially setting up alliances and whatnot. And as well as on top of all that, I hate to break the news, but they have also shared information that Kalistar is in fact still alive.
What a pity. As she says out loud. I do hope that man will eventually find permanent death, but I feel as if it will take some time. If you are indeed the one in possession, I may send crows to the location if you are willing to give it to me, and I can speak through my crows. I will explain the situation to the royalty of Denza. They do not really have much of a choice in the matter, as mere mortals are gentle creatures in comparison. And
Bulbasaur would probably be fairly understanding, though. Is he not acting as advisor to Dinza's new king?
we know of Ilvasar. He has been here a time.
Yes. Ilvasar is aware of everything surrounding this, and I'm sure that he would be cooperative.
I'm guessing, child, as she looks to Zoe, you have found the same power that your father bears and able to split himself.
In a
This is-
way, though this secondary host not nearly as identical. Wish.
The human blood blending in. Well, if you wish to continue to look after it, I see no issue. The only issue is that it is currently not the safest place it could be, and it does not have the magic to grow healthily enough. Unless you are willing to provide it several lives worth of magic, which I'm sure will
say
make
just-
you a villain in the eyes of the humans.
He will say to her, the other reason, just to her, well, I guess they know, but the other reason for my staying in that country is that there's currently a machine being built in the heart of the earth itself, reaching out and growing to the rest, I assume, which so some don't remember exactly, but absorbs the magic of the world or the earth, and I even tested it out once. I believed that once perfected, it could be used as a source of a battery for this child or even itself. Though, as you say, I think currently, till that's completed, safest place for it would.
Yes, if you would like it to grow properly and not as twisted and of such a violent nature. Being with those who created it in the first place should be its home.
Couldn't agree more.
Very well. Will you tell me the location so I may send my crows?
I truthfully don't know the actual above table, the actual location, but he'll
It's
just say
okay.
within
It's the fort we went
Oh,
to
fort.
because they
In
Turdek was
Brunswick.
destroyed.
In Brunswick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Brunswick.
Trevor will speak up and he will say it's in the city of Brunswick, being kept in a fortress there for safekeeping.
An underground.
Fortress built by man. What a playful thing. As then she will go silent, the dark pits of the crow mask will suddenly glow this vibrant, dark, deep purple. And then you will hear the sounds of a crow's caw through the hall. And the light dims. They have been sent. So, thank you for assisting us in something that could have ended very badly. The creature that the creature the creator used to build this realm should be maintained, and we have very little time before its tending is needed.
Trevor just kind of nods and he says it just feels good to do something right for a change.
I'm sure you have had many failures amongst your success. Nothing seems to turn out exactly as you want it to. You have a victory, but at what cost? I'm sure that is frustrating.
He doesn't say anything to that. He just nods.
So, is there anything you would like to speak to me directly about at this time? Or perhaps you are tired? Your ally Sif is in the incubation chamber, resting. I guess you would call it a bedroom.
That was actually going to be my next question, was where can we find our friend Sith?
He's in the bedroom near the library, closest place of the source of most intense magic that we could find in our cathedral.
You gonna be okay?
As long as he stays and rests, as long as he needs it, he will recuperate. A spirit is hard to kill, but he was near death on that standpoint. So, your friend will make it. We will ensure of that.
Yeah, bye, thanks.
Trevor looks at the rest of the party and sees that despite the burst of healing, like as soon as we got up. Everyone's still kind of sore and fucked up. And he's gonna nod and he's gonna say, I think a little bit of rest would do us all some good before we take the time to explore, unless anyone else objects.
Rest sounds good.
Very well. The door that Zoe came through will open up, and a crow in a black coat with a black mask is waiting as he gestures for you to follow him.
Trevor turns to Lunara and the Crow Queen, and he addresses them both, and he says, thank you again for your hospitality. And he gives a slight bow, and he goes, I know that the debt has been paid, but I feel that I am in your debt.
If you feel that way, eventually we will call upon it and prey upon your feelings. Remember, we are not normal mortals like you. We are Eldritch. We are not evil in nature, but we are not good in nature either. It's best not to feel indebted to the neutral.
Trevor just kind of nods and says, very well then, I will take that to heart. Good evening. And he's going to follow the crow through the door.
Very well. He waits to see if any others are coming.
I will go along.
If you show desire to go, you can go. Kane,
I've gone with it.
Zoe,
I'm trying to figure out what Zoe's doing.
He'll look back at her and say, at Lunar.
Lunara.
Speak later. My simulacrum arrives with the child.
Say that again, Zoe.
Oh, he'll say, I'll speak to you again when my simulacrum arrives with the child.
Very well. Does Zoe leave? Yes, Zoe leaves.
He does.
Kane, are you staying or are you leaving?
I'm gonna stay.
Very well. As the crow looks to you and you shake your head, he shuts the door and takes your three companions to the rooms that will permit them to rest. Right there, you guys.
All together?
It's different rooms. It's just on the map.
Phew.
It's a single. Yeah, all of you sleep in the same room.
And there was only one bed.
I call closet. I'm the
They
monster
were
in your
rooms.
closet.
Sleep on the ceiling.
Hey, Yone finally made it into the proper room in a closet
Wait.
with a room with two people that are interested in each other.
Oh, Lord. No! Yes!
OG Grand Quest moment!
Again.
All right, Kane. Why have you stayed behind?
Do you remember the name of the family member who chose that statue?
The crow mask kind of looks up at the ceiling and gently. Some of the black blue hair kind of falls across the shoulder. I believe it was Sylvia, a druid. I believe of the blight. But that is all I remember of her, truly. She didn't strike much of a conversation, much like yourself.
That seems to run in the family.
Much seems to run into the family. Like preference. of spouse.
Huh?
She shakes her head. Mind not my words. A simple jab at a family that locked me here. Despite it despite it being agreed upon, I still have a bit of pettiness to me.
Wait, above table, is she saying Kane's ancestor was also gay?
No, maybe. I don't know. I'm just leaving it vague.
Oh, okay. Sure.
You think what you want. I'm just gonna let you do that.
I just want to know how Kane got here if she has an ancestor that far back that's gay.
I don't know. I'm probably not gay. But also, there is such a thing as siblings. Bloodline means very many things.
That's fair. My brain goes ancestor, so.
There's a reason why I said bloodline, not ancestor, but yeah.
You mentioned that you experience everything your crows experience.
Indeed. Pain, physical, mental, spiritual.
How do you deal with it?
My advice to you, though you are closer than the rest of your party, not including Zoe, may not truly help you in any way. My power comes from that of which I absorb. My crows must experience life so that I may gain more power. Suffering is a part of our existence. That is what makes us what we are. We are simple creatures. Dark, light, warmth, cold, pain, mending. It matters not. It's all the same. It's experience. It's growth. We do not reject it. We embrace it. And we let it mold who we become. Being rigid makes you break. Being rigid makes you fail. You will not grow or gain any strength mentally, spiritually, or physically if you do not experience and let the feeling wash over you. If you reject it, you will stay the same. A child must learn failure to grow, to have success. They must experience pain to learn and avoid what hurts them. They must experience heartbreak to truly understand love. My advice to you is embrace it. Let it wash over. Let it nurture your growth. But again, my advice might not mean that much, seeing how we are different creatures.
I appreciate the advice, nonetheless.
You are a lot more accepting of talking and getting help from me than your forebearer.
As long as my friends aren't around.
If you so see that is an issue. Mayhap that is one of the reasons why the other side of you does not want to connect. You treat it the same as your allies and reject it from being near you when you experience hardships.
Because the few times I've let it in, people have wound up dead.
Ah, yes, an uncontrolled nature. An uncontrolled, ununderstood, brutal beast. Reminds me much of Guardian and how we first found him. You may learn a lot from Guardian. He's similar in many ways. Take the time you are here to learn about your past, about both sides of your family. Maybe you'll find out why this world, even though any that came before you were put out of its existence by the universe itself, permitted you to live. And if you wish to grow, Guardian is a wonderful gardener.
Sorry.
Now get in the plant pot!
So he is- Didn't he do that to some people in the original one too?
I think so.
um, I will do that. But I do think some rest is in order before I go stick my nose in a book.
Indeed. Weary eyes understand very little. The door will open again as you're not sure if it's the same one or a different one. They all look the same, but another crow in black cloak sits waiting for you.
Okay.
You can tell that there's kind of a hive mind like feature going on here.
Mm-hmm. It's a little creepy.
say I like
Kane
it.
will nod respectfully to Lunara and follow the crow.
Very well. And with that, we will come to an end of tonight's episode.
Thank you for joining another episode. And remember, everyone, every view, every like, comment, subscription helps us keep building these worlds, telling these stories, and bringing more adventures to the table. A special shout out to our players, our dungeon master, and everyone behind the scenes who helped make this show possible. And an extra thank you to our community. You support us more than you know. If you want to help the channel grow, check out our Patreon. Even joining the free tier helps support the channel, keeps you connected with updates, and lets you be a part of the Storyteller's Tales community as we continue to grow our channel and tell more stories. A huge shout out to our Patreon supporters and everyone who shared the show, commented on the episode, or told a friend about us. You helped keep the dice rolling. And a special shout out to our Realm Shaper tier member, Lauren Sullivan. Thank you very much. And until next time, everyone, remember, tell your grandma. See ya.